Here we go, pre-lesson 6-4, Algebra 2B, and as you can see on the board behind me, it is all about FOIL. First, outside, inside, last. And I know you've learned it in pre-algebra, algebra. I'm not going to hit that too hard. I've got things behind the scenes that I need to explain to you more important or equally important as just FOIL. So with that being said, here's a binomial times a binomial, and I hope by now you understand that you need to FOIL that. So let's go ahead and talk about it. F stands for first, so that's the first two things in each binomial, x times x. Now, a lot of students forget this, but it's plus, now we go outside, so 3 times x, plus inside, that's -2 essentially, times x, plus whatever you get with the last ones. So -2 times 3. And I think a lot of teachers do this, and then somehow they make a happy face. So I'll just go like that. There you go. All right. So now this is x squared plus 3x minus 2x minus 6. And then notice my outside and inside terms end up being like terms, so I get x squared plus x minus 6, and I'm done. All right. Now the next thing I want to teach you guys is a fancy word. It's called conjugates. Okay? Conjugates. So this is a conjugate, this is a conjugate. Actually, that's not true. Together, they're conjugates. In other words, this is the exact same thing as this, except you've got opposite signs. I'll say that again. This is the exact same thing as this, except you've got opposite signs. So even if I switched them, and I made that minus and that plus, now they're still conjugates. If this is a plus, they are no longer conjugates. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. So I'm going to keep it this way and make that a minus, and I want to show you guys something. So first, x times x, do a little mental math, x squared. Outside would be right here, 2 times x is 2x. Inside, -2 times x is -2x. Last, we get -4, so -4. Now I want to really concentrate on these two, the O and the I. Notice we got 2x and -2x. These cancel. So I'm left with x squared minus 4. Now this is going to sound very quirky, but if you're in class, not at home, we're going to actually have a competition with this. So repeat after me. If conjugates. Save some time. Save some time. Don't FOIL. Fool. FL. So with that being said, look at conjugates. You don't have to go outside, inside. That's going to be a waste of time. They're going to cancel anyways. You can go ahead and FOIL, but they're going to cancel. Now, with that being said, look at this. Are those two binomials considered conjugates? Yes. This is the same as this. The only thing different are the signs. So what we're going to do is we're going to go, aha. We're going to foo. Save some time. By the way, you're on the standardized test, ACT, SAT, you're at a college entry exam, and it's timed. What happens? You want to save time. Every little trick you got up your sleeve to save yourself some time is going to benefit you in the long run. So we recognize this as conjugate, so we go, aha, I don't need to FOIL, I can foo. So 3 times 3 is 9, and then the square root of 2 times the negative square root of 2. Remember what we said, when you square a square root, the roots fly off? With the positive times the negative, so it's going to be -2. What's 9 minus 2? 7. Now, lesson number 1, recognize conjugates, because then you can foo. But here comes a big lesson. Lesson number 2, Captain Obvious moment. Did the problem have radicals in it? Yes. Did my answer? No. Keep that tucked away. Now remember these? You got to get the radical out of the basement, get them out of the denominator. And we're going to go, aha, square root of 2, square root of 2. So we go 2 square root of 2 over 2. And what you've heard me say is check your oil. So those would cancel. We'd end up with the square root of 2, and there's my answer. Piece of cake. You guys have done a lot of those. What you have not done a lot of, I don't think you've done any, are these. What do we have? We got another square root in the denominator. Now, what I'm going to do is show you a mistake, and then I'm going to erase it. I'm going to write it in red. So if you tried the same thing you tried over here, and you go, aha, I'm just going to go square root of 2, square root of 2. Notice this and this, roots would fly off. That's good. But this times this, it would attach a square root to this. See, that's bad. So if you were listening to my moment up here, I said, notice, you guys, this problem has square roots in it. The answer doesn't. What's the only way we're going to get rid of it? By multiplying it, that means this, by its conjugate. So when you notice there's a binomial down here and one of them or both of them have square roots in them, you're going to get used to just multiplying it by the conjugate. Why does that work? Well, it just does. So in the numerator, bing, bing, we get a 6, and then minus 2 square root of 2. And then we've already done this problem. We've already done it. You know, we FOILed it right here. It's this times this. And here it is again. So we go 9 minus 2, which would give us 7. Now, listen carefully. Notice we got a 2, we got a 6, and a 7. Is there a number that goes into all three of those? No. So you're done, okay? Here comes a what if. So again, this would be done. Here comes a what if. What if this was like a 2? Then you would not be done. See, this is where we would separate it mentally, like this. You could physically write it out like that or just mentally do it, because this would turn into 3 minus the square root of 2. That's if this was a 2. But remember, it wasn't. It was a 7. And we can't do anything even if we did separate it. So this would be considered done. But sometimes tests would have this as a possible answer. And these two things are the same, because they'll break it up. So you just have to be prepared to go either way, especially if it's multiple choice. That's it for your pre-lesson, you guys.